Welcome everyone, I'm Kat from The Yin Method. In this Yin Yoga tutorial today, we are going through dragon pose. So I like to sequence this pose when I'm doing a spleen or stomach class, so getting into the front line of our body. Sometimes in this pose you might find you get a mild back bend, especially if you're a bit higher up in the pose, and that will target or activate our energy line of the kidney and urinary bladder. We can also get into the outsides of the hips here, and when we do that, we can stimulate our gallbladder meridians. So there's lots of different things we can do in this pose. Physically, we are either or doing all of these things at once, depending on the option you choose. Opening through the front of the hip, we can compress through one of the hips or both of the hips, and we might get a compression in the belly or a stretch through the belly. It all depends on where we are in the pose. So let's get into it. I'll show you where we're going and we can go through it from there. So we're starting on hands and knees. From hands and knees, we'll step 1 foot forward to the outside of both hands and come into essentially a lunge. Now, if you need to, you can grab a bolster or any kind of support to place under the back thigh, and just lifting your thigh off the mat lifts your kneecap off the mat and gives you a bit more space in this pose. Now you want to see if you can have your knee, ankle and toes all pointing in the same direction in this pose. So whether your knee, ankle and toes are pointing forward, out to the side, or if you have a little wing, you want to see if you can have that kind of straight line going all the way down and forward here over those joints. Now, the options. We can be upright, so hands on your knee or on your thighs, maybe elbows on the thighs, and really targeting the front of the opposite, so the back hip here when we're upright. When I give people the choice in my class, most people don't choose this option, but it's really good. It's a really great way to open through the fronts of the hips that spend so much time contracted and compressed. Next option is to bring your hands down to the floor, or you can bring your hands to a block or a support if you have it. Once we start coming a bit further forward, for me, I start to feel more compression in this front hip, so getting more into that front hip than the back of, or the front of the back leg. Next option, again, you can use support and bring elbows down to a support, or you might bring your elbows all the way down to the floor. And when I do this, I start feeling this more in the inside line of this front leg, which is really targeting my liver energy line. So there's lots of different things we can target here. You might even come into a winged dragon here. So that means we come to the blade edge of the front foot, and then you might take a little twist. You might not. You might just stay centered, but you might just use that little wing to open through the hip. So this is our dragon pose. When you're ready to come out, bring the knee back to center, hands down. Let yourself come out slowly back to your hands and knees. And I usually just take a little bit of movement between sides, and then I come to a nice long rebound after both sides. But you can rebound between both sides and let yourself rest if that works for you. So take it easy, look after yourself, and I'll see you again soon.